Okay, so for today's behind the scenes, we'll be taking a look at the storyboards that were created for the Binding Chains. And already with an interesting fact is that these are actually created first. So the order goes storyboards, then script. And that's just for one simple reason. I feel like they're a lot more freeform and a lot more. They let me dive deeper into my imagination, so to speak. But two, I'm also like severely dyslexic. So when I would write the script first, I would honestly spend more time just correcting myself than actually writing anything. And by the end, it just became too much of a hassle. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna storyboard it first and then worry about the grammar later on. And already you can see. Now, I know it sounds like Captain Obvious because the storyboards are meant to be animated, but I think it's just kind of cute seeing it uh, how it actually transforms into its finished product. Because you can definitely see like the scenes that were actually made. Because while you don't fully see like all of it fully adapted, you definitely see where it came from. So that opening shot of the moon, you definitely see it here, and you definitely see it. You really see it in these ones the most. All right, and now we get to see this show, which honestly, like I'm not like I know it sounds big headed because I'm the one that made these, but it's like it's so kind of cool to see like, oh, I recognize this scene. I recognize this scene. It was like, yeah, of course you do. You made it. Yeah. Well, why I actually prefer the storyboard design first. You may notice something interesting. Initially, he was meant to cycle, but there was a big problem I ran into, and that's just a technical issue. I'm pretty sure if I wanted to, I could bring this back, but for now, you know what? Maybe I'll put down this under consideration. He doesn't appear in the sky like that, but he does appear. And here we can see, and yeah, this one is just kind of like I'm not the one who wrote it, but I just can't help but like kind of look at it and be like, whoa, this is how it initially looked. In case you're wondering, I've not looked at these since I finished animating, and so like I've not looked at it because animation wrapped up in January. The main thing that was like all of February was just spent on coloring and editing. So it was like my first time really looking at these. And okay. Wow. You may notice one interesting aspect. She's actually not wearing a jacket in the final. And that's just because I kind of wanted to save her more like iconic look, so to speak, for like episode 2, because I wanted to kind of establish her a bit more in episode 1. Now, unexpectedly, the main thing that gave me the most trouble adapting into storyboards is not the animation, not animation, not some of the stop motion. It was all because of doors that gave me the most trouble. Yes, doors genuinely played such a big annoyance role because they have to open, but you really can't get like a lot of the diorama sets that I use or make are like very static, so they don't move. And obviously a door has to open and close. I'm sure with enough thought, I can think of something, but even just like the structures of the door are annoying to just make. So I did not expect that to be such a big problem. So we get to see this one. we did not see this out. We did not see this one adapted, and I think it's just because I didn't find it that necessary. You can't really see it as it's in the morning. So see, it was supposed to go through a door, but once again, doors are giving me trouble. If you know any tips about diorama doors that open and close, you're more than likely to put it in the comments. Come on. So, I obviously make the storyboards first before the script, but one also thing that I make beforehand is I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna put it in a room. But the thing is, up until that point, I've only worked on the outside and outside buildings, but never the interiors of buildings. And I was thinking to myself, what if I just use diorama sets that you would find at like an art store? And I was like, would that look off with the kind of more crafted look of the prop buildings? But I decided, you know what? I think just because this is how long time it can take to make, I decided just, you know what? I'm just gonna buy them off and make them at home. So, I was at an art store and I saw one that perfectly matched this room and I just had to get it. And I'm very thankful I got it because I tried to make my own furniture and it was just such an unpleasant experience, and I truly do not want to do that because it's all handcrafted. Because I don't got like 3D printers, which I wish I had one. It all has to be handcrafted. So, no, I just can't. And they're small. They're like really small too. Because the sets have to be so small because of my desk. Because, yeah. Oh, that's such a... Okay, so, as we all know, the drawings can be very inconsistent, especially in the first episode. But I don't know what happened to the old man. This is one thing that I really did not like, and I'm just like, I don't know what happened to him. Generally speaking, he looked so much better in the storyboards than he does in the actual episode. And I just cannot tell you what happened. Of course. Classic. Like a classic, very shoddy work, to be honest, in some of these. It's actually a little embarrassing showing you all, but oh well. We did not have to do an animation, and that's just because I forgot to animate the bag. Maybe it is important to, maybe this part is important. The only reason I didn't do it is because I was the only one working on it, so I was like, I don't need to. So you can see this scene. And I must have been having an off day here, because this is one of the worst drawn ones. And I don't know what happened. Like, yeah, I cannot tell you what happened. I must have not been feeling it that day, because it looks pretty bad. Oh, so I decided to give him more wrinkles just because, well, he looks too young in the storyboards. So, he's supposed to be a dad. I imagine a dad probably has some wrinkles here and there. And here we get to see even more of these. Which, she looks so funny here. And as you can see, I actually changed this. Her hair is actually down in the first, in the episode. But here it's still up. I mean, we do have a little bit of these. It's not enough. My friends really like that one scene, which does that. And of course, we got the classic eggs. Okay, yeah, okay, so I'm gonna have to point this out. I really did not like that one scene where she's going out the door. It's just, I don't know what happened, but it just looks so terrible. I don't like everything else was fine, but like that Pacific scene where she's like going out the door, really just, man. So, I know I can be so critical of myself, but like, could have done better. Once again, some very shoddy work. Now, this was a big reveal, is that he can talk. And that's one thing I wanted to really show off to people, is that he can actually talk. What does it all mean? You'll all have to wait for episode 2. Speaking of which, I want to point out that each episode will have at least 2 behind the scenes to follow up. So, hopefully, you guys look forward to that, because this will be the last one until episode 2 comes out. So, with that all said, I hope you enjoy this little look at the storyboards, and goodbye.